over here.
Oh, I don't want to go there. After that, hit it for to watch it. That's it. I got it. That's it, Frank. All this mess there. Back the truck up to the devil. What was that? What was this you threw there? Oh no, that goes to the one I'm taking off. To pop my feet on. Okay. Did you see your sweaters and things? Huh? You hear me?
He's still looking, Mama. I said he's still looking.
We are just across the Allegheny River from downtown Pittsburgh at rain-soaked Heinz Field in the Steel City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the Pittsburgh Steelers. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
Down. 60 outlaw.
Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Set, ready? 18, Gator. Look at me, zipper.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. Then he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. Parker unable to get that one. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Looking to throw on second down. Trubisky. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
On third down, Trubisky. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. So a pretty shaky start here for both sides.
Yeah, each quarterback's throwing a ball to the other team. Do you think on both sidelines they're sitting them down and saying, okay, remember, this is the color jersey we're wearing. They're wearing the other color. Let's make sure we get it to our guys, please.
44.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. Sharp move, but can't find much space. Drop just inside the 20. A gain of 3, second down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll run with Hunt on second down. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a third and about 5. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Being chased out left. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
Ready. 30 base.
Hey, pick it up.
Go.
Let's go.
Yo, faster. Get it.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
On 2nd down, it's Hunt. Man, this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. It's a 6-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and goal.
Set. 10 over. Go on.
Back to throw. Chapman. Flush to his right. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That time 12 yards on the pass play, but still shy of where they needed to go. 4th and goal.
A 22-yard.
And Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced. Field goal attempt that went through.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Play action. It's Trubisky out to his left. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. A first catch there for the NFL's leading receiver in Week 1 in terms of yardage. Also a first down. They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Oh, my God.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
2nd and 11.
Oh, my
God. The field, but it's
me?
incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
The name of the game is always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback, and that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled. That would have been the 2nd interception in the first half.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, Haywood!
Check. 44, Mike, 44. I got you, son.
From the gun, Chapman. Buying time to his left. He may try and run for this. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. On the return, it's White. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on.
Oh, this man is a bad quarterback, bro. Oh, my God. I've never had anybody quarterback like that.
Shop at the 33-yard line.
This dude is terrible.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop. 36, 36.
A toss play to Hunt. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
61, matchbox.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Ready up. 44, topper.
They'll run it here with Hunt. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. The Steelers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
High 7. 44, 44, Mike, 44. Here we go. Hustle.
Operating from the gun. Chapman dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first.
Here we go. 18 Gators.
We're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet.
Check. Protein spill. Hit it.
Throwing on 1st down. Chapman. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Below Nichols. Able to drop him for a loss of a couple. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Set up. 10 Tucson.
58, come on. Watch the out.
Look at me. Zipper.
58, boys, 58.
Hey, Delta.
Check pass.
58 to Mike. 58 to Mike. Get it.
From the gun, Chapman. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And this one is right down Broadway. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They've shown very little offensively to this point when neither team has really. They come up here now, first down.
Oh my God.
Intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And the return will stop right around the 25. He was trying to hit Thomas that time. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
Well, not a big gain with that play, but what they're doing is they're spreading the defense out, probing a little bit, and what they're hoping probably is that later in the game, they can create a matchup that they can exploit for big yardage later.
I already know you're going to run the ball.
Field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Hunt. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. The ball's still a few inches shy of the marker after the 3-yard run, so now a little soul-searching on 4th down. And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down.
It's going to be a long day on offense. It's going to be a long day. Come. Ready to go.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. A 33-yarder from the left hash. Boswell's kick is good. And that will make our score 9-0.
Really crazy.
So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Looking to go back to Thomas again, and it's 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Finding Gabriel complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A big gain of 28 as the drive continues. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Trubisky will throw. And he's
Bro, why did we get rid of the ball? I
Couldn't
can't
get
stand
a
this
throw
thing,
off with the
man.
pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end
dumb,
of this first half of play. So we come upon halftime with 9 points separating these two teams. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is...
And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Noah Spence picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Escaping the pressure right. And now he's going to use his legs. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the shotgun is Trubisky. Forced out to his left. He may try and run for this.
How many times do we hear that third down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key first down.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Now it's Trubisky.
Oh, my God.
Will be intercepted. Picked off by Steven Nelson. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. Thomas, the intended target. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Come on. Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
And he's got room. He's got the lane, and there he goes. 30. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Ryan Switzer, 82 yards. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. This offense certainly looking a lot more comfortable here at home. They lost last week in the opener on the road, but there's something about that home opener makes you feel more settled.
Yeah, I wish we could quantify it, too, because you're playing the same game. The field's the same, size. We know all of that. But being at home, sometimes when you do things well, you get an extra push from your home fans, and it elevates your game.
And in the driver's seat right now. That'll be taken in the end zone.
You got white Lamar Jackson.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
The throw right sideline here is complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch.
He's only running a
but in this
cover 3,
situation,
right?
the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The catch made by Miller. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 1st down for the Bears, a gain of 15. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. 1st down, a run with Cohen. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. The linebacker Ryan Shazier there to make the tackle. From just shy of midfield, Trubisky going deep this time for Miller. And he bats it away, and it falls
crazy,
down
I mean,
incomplete.
how is he guarding
find
him?
Anthony Miller there, and that'll make it 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now it's Trubisky. Step and a big loss here as he's taken down. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge. Here we go on 4th down with Trubisky. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete.
Oh, my God.
A real head-scratcher there. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Yes. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
They'll run. This is Hunt. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. Being chased out left. Incomplete. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Go. Hey, Echo.
To throw on 3rd down, Chapman. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Back now in Pittsburgh as we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the 4th quarter. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And you're still in this game. Yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we were talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
At the 22-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Lock in. Under 10. 10. Slap. Jam. Ran.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
You got tight.
They'll run on 1st down. Cohen. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
He's brought down at the 37-yard line. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 37-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Trubisky flushed out right. And he completes it to Cohen. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. 16 yards, a first down. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Recon, 132 fighter. Check 43.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. Here as he's taken down. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Pass from Trubisky taken in by Gabriel. 15 yards there on the play as they try to chip away at this 15-point deficit.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up. They've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Flush to his right. And this is Gabriel on the catch. They'll get 34 yards there. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And that's caught for a Bear touchdown. It's the tight end, Trey Burton. Trey Burton. His first touchdown here of the new campaign, as they're now just an extra point away from getting back within one score. The point after through the raindrops, up and good, as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And a nice job there on special teams as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
At their own 14-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel-down time. So they've got to work on getting first downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going. And above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. Eddie Jackson with a tackle.
50,
fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On second down now, it's Hunt. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Hey. 58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
And the blitz does come. And the throw
I'm
there
talking
going to
about,
be
boys.
incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. White now to return. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Throwing now is Trubisky.
Oh my gosh, man. Y'all, oh my
Showing
gosh.
off the arm strength there, but to no avail.
Yeah.
Second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. He's back to throw.
If you don't get rid of the ball.
He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Melvin Ingram in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's incomplete.
Oh, now they're going to tell me
but
to
there is a
oh my
flag down,
gosh, are
so
you
hang
kidding
on.
me,
A
man?
big call coming on third down.
Jeez.
So
Can't
instead
take a
of
break
giving them
for
another
nothing,
third down,
man.
they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Crazy, bro. I swear.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. They'll find Miller. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
I don't care.
They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pumps from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. Back to throw. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Trey Burton in the final minute as they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the fourth quarter.
218, chopper. Check 52.
He'll look to throw. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
And this is going to be recovered by the hand seam. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the fourth. They run again with Hunt. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
On third down, Hunt.
The ball out, bro.
Going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the fourth quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. Oh, now whistles. And unless he was drawn off, and I don't think he was, this is going to be a first down. And no measurement needed. It was 4th and 5. Give them 5 yards. First down.
I know they were excited about the possibility of getting in and blocking a kick, and sometimes you get too amped up and create a penalty, and that gave them a first down.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it was a game where they got out to a pretty good size lead, and then they had to hang on for dear life at the end.
Not exactly how you would draw it up. You would continue to score and find ways to keep your lead pretty well throughout the game. But they did find a way to win, as you noted. Hung on at the end as the big rush came at them. Fortunately enough, they put enough points on the board to have enough of a cushion that they're able to survive what happened in the fourth quarter.
So for the Steelers, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Stole the game from me, bro.